Howdy, y'all. Welcome to the Orlando Universal Traveler channel. My name is Dave. If you're considering a trip to Universal Orlando and you're wondering what staying at an on-site resort brings you, this episode is for you. Today I'm breaking down the different Universal Orlando hotel resort tiers or levels so that you can find that perfect spot to rest your head, recharge, and enjoy all the perks while you're at the parks. Whether you're traveling on a budget, looking for a mid-priced option, or you're ready to splurge for a little bit of luxury, there's a Universal Orlando resort to fit your style and your wallet. But before we jump in, let's kick off that intro. Before getting right into the details of each category, I did want to mention this episode we will not be discussing pricing for each of these resorts, just simply because rates do vary. Universal Orlando Resorts uses a dynamic pricing model for their resorts, so they factor in things such as seasonality, peak season, off-peak season, pass holder rates, in-state resident rates, things of that nature. So what I would offer to you here is a tip. That is, once you've made your reservation, be sure to check quite often on the Universal Orlando website to see if the rate has been reduced. If so, contact guest services, have them price match that. They will lower that rate for you. I would do that every week. That's my opinion. I do it every week when I'm leading up to my visits. And then you can do that continually. If you keep seeing those rates reduced, you can keep calling in and having them adjust those rates. Just a tip for you. All right, let's get back into it. Universal Orlando sorts the resorts into 3 tiers or levels. That's Value Inn and Suites, Prime Value, and the Signature Collection. Each tier offers unique experiences, benefits, and price points. But before diving into each of those levels, by staying at the on-site resorts, there are already a lot of perks regardless of the tiers. So for all tiers, you get early park admission to Universal Parks. Now that's select Universal Parks. So here's tip number 1. Be sure to download that official Universal Orlando app where you can find not only park hours, but which parks are available for that early park admission. Next is the complimentary transportation to and from each of the resorts to City Walk, Volcano Bay, and Epic Universe. I'll cover a bit more transportation options later for each resort tier. Up next is the resort-wide charging privileges with your room key. Just know, though, that they will put a dollar amount hold per day on your credit card. But you need to ask guest services what that amount is. You can modify that if you want, but here's tip number 2 for you. You can also opt out by telling guest services that you will not be making charges to your room, and then they'll honor that request and not put that large hold on your account. The next perk for you is guests of Universal Orlando Resort Hotels can have a carefree and carry-free when you're shopping at select stores in Universal's theme parks and City Walk, so you can have your purchases delivered to your hotel free of charge, so you're not carrying those items around with you. Now, there are restrictions and caveats. Be sure to check with guest services or the concierge before heading to the parks to make those purchases. Now, what to expect for each hotel resort. Each has a resort-style pool, and some with more than one pool, with slides, sand, cabanas for rent, laundry facilities, fitness centers, game rooms, of course additional fees apply, various restaurants that are absolutely great dining, Universal Studio stores, spa facilities, and so much more. I won't go into a lot of details in this video about each resort, so check out my other content on this channel for tours for most of these resorts, and those are going to be unnarrated so that you can get the sights and sounds of each resort. And if you don't see one of these resorts, the best way to know when it does drop is to subscribe to the channel, click the like button, smash that notification bell, and even better, leave a comment if you have or plan to stay at one of these resorts. Most visitors are not aware, but each lobby has a unique scented theme dedicated to each of the hotel resorts, and no two are alike. Now, I have to admit, the Hard Rock Resort is my absolute favorite. Now that we've wrapped up the benefits for staying on site, let's take a look again here at the map, because we're going to talk about Value Inn and Suites. Here you can see City Walk, Islands of Adventure, Universal Studios Florida, Volcano Bay. One of the three is Cabana Bay Beach Resorts here, right next to Volcano Bay. And then we have the two others in this category, which is part of the Endless Summer Resorts, Dockside and Surfside. Just want to show you real quick here to the lower left is Epic Universe, so you get an idea in relation to where these resorts are to Epic. First stop here at the Value Inn and Suites is going to be that Endless Summer Resorts with Dockside and Surfside. As you can see here on this animated map, those campuses are quite large, but I did want to call out one thing here for you, that these resorts are not really within walking distance to Epic, City Walk, Volcano Bay, and of course Islands of Adventure or Universal Studios, so keep that in mind. A couple of key things though here, these are very family centric. They have suites that sleep up to 6. And the Dockside is a larger resort with 2 pools. Surfside is a little bit smaller resort with the 1 pool. They both have the similar layouts in terms of rooms for you. Let's take a look here at the map. You can see over in the upper left the Volcano Bay, as well as the Cabana Bay Beach Resort, which is our third and final Value Inn and Suite resort. Now here's the key with Cabana Bay Beach Resort. It is right next to Volcano Bay with its own dedicated entrance. Fantastic opportunity to bypass the main entrance. Again, this also has 2 pools and a great lazy river. There's bowling alleys, there's fitness centers as we talked about before as well. But again, just a great resort for families. On to the Prime Value Resorts that consist of 3 hotels, Terra Luna, Stella Nova, and Aventura. Here on the map you can see City Walk, as well as Islands of Adventure, Universal Studios Florida, Volcano Bay. Right across the road from Volcano Bay is the Aventura Hotel. It is right next door to Sapphire Falls, which we'll get to here in the Signature Collection shortly. Now let's head down toward Epic Universe, that theme park. Right across the road from Epic is the Stella Nova and Terra Luna resorts. By staying at the Prime Value Resort level, you are getting that step up in style and sophistication. It is a little bit more expensive than the value option, but still very affordable. If you happen to stay at Aventura, just know that you are a very short walk to Volcano Bay. And then again at Terra Luna and Stella Nova, as I mentioned, they are a short distance to Epic. Likely you'll want to take that shuttle over to Epic Universe from those 2 resorts as well. But again, a very great option for you. Finally, we're on to the Signature Collection Resort. There are 5 hotels within this resort: Portofino Bay Resort, Hard Rock Hotel, Royal Pacific Resort, Sapphire Falls Resort, and the Helios Grand Hotel. Let's take a look where these 5 resorts are. Here is City Walk. Let me center the map for us real quick. There we go. We've got Portofino Bay Resort off to the right. And then right next to that, or across the road rather, is the Hard Rock Hotel, which is just next door to Universal Studios Florida. Then we have the Royal Pacific Resort, Sapphire Falls Resort. With that Sapphire Falls, you can see is very close to that Volcano Bay. Here again is Islands of Adventure, City Walk, and Universal Studios. For the last resort in this category is the Helios Grand Hotel. Let me get us down the road about 3.5-4 miles to Epic Universe, and again off to the left you can see that Terra Luna Stella Nova resorts. Helios Grand Hotel has its own entrance because it is right at the end of Epic Universe. A great benefit for staying at that resort. Let's chat about what you can expect by staying here at these Signature Collection resorts. Luxury touches and unbeatable perks are key to these resorts. One of the main ones are the proximity to the parks. They are the closest that you're going to have to the parks. 4 out of the 5 provides water taxi access to and from the resorts to City Walk. Helios Grand Hotel being the sole resort that does not have water taxi access because it has its own entrance into the parks. Priority seating is also available through the concierge, so at select restaurants at City Walk and in the parks, be sure to inquire at that desk for any help with those reservations. Club level rooms are available out of 4 out of the 5, Sapphire Falls being the only resort that does not have a club level. Again, so many perks with this. Let's take a look at some of the rooms. Be sure to check out my other videos on each resort in this category. Now on to one of the special perks with the resorts here, and that is for Hard Rock, Portofino Bay, and the Royal Pacific Resorts. Included is unlimited express passes at Universal Studios Islands of Adventure during your stay. And that express pass is valid for the day you check in and the day you check out. A fantastic perk, especially when you look at prices for a single day express pass purchased in the park. So check that out. Be sure to check out the video I have on express pass. We'll have that coming out for you soon as well. Rounding out the signature collection, I want to talk a little bit more about the club level. I will have some video for you on the club level, providing you a tour of those at each resort. But again, I just wanted to mention that club level is a room upgrade at the 4 resorts. Helios, Hard Rock, Portofino, and Royal. Sapphire Falls does not have club level, but it is a badge access only dedicated lounge with breakfast options, snack, water, soft drinks during the day, a modest dinner or hors d'oeuvres during the evening, along with beer and wine selections that are complimentary. And then in rounding out the evening is a dessert hour, including cookies, cakes, various different types of sweets. It's a great option for you. It can save you some money in the parks if you're coming back and enjoying those hors d'oeuvres or bottled water and things of that nature. That's going to wrap up this episode here on the Orlando Universal Traveler channel. Again, my name is Dave. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment down below about this episode. I'd appreciate it. Also, check out one of these other videos, and we'll catch you next time.